learn Mandarin. Okay, in this lesson of Learn Mandarin with Benson Hoi, we will cover the tone and then we will cover some basic sentences to help you appreciate the Chinese grammar, which is really, really very simple. And so are the tones, which are also very, very simple. So I have got Alison that I met at One Challenge and Level Up Challenge, and then who hasn't really studied Chinese before, which is good. So then, so then you can relate better if you haven't learned Chinese before either, or at the very beginning level. So I will start by a short introduction to the tones. So please close your eyes if possible, and then listen to the following story. Okay, imagine on a hot sunny day, you go to your favorite dentist. Well, there is the phrase favorite and dentist don't really go well together, but there is somehow one. And then you go in, you wait for your appointment slot, and then you are lying on the chair, whatever that thing is technically called. So you lie there, and then you open your mouth, and then you say, because you want your teeth to be inspected. Higher. Longer. And then the dentist, Mr. Handsome, started to speak in Chinese because he is Chinese, but you are actually in New Zealand. You have got no idea. He said something in Mandarin. You were very confused. He said, 哎，你今天过来为什么有声音? And then you didn't understand at all. So you are very confused, and then you say, Exactly. So let's picture again. You open your mouth, and then you are confused. Exactly. Now, and for no apparent reason, with no explanation, he started drilling the rotten tooth, and then the drill is of the following sound. Try it. Yeah, and then obviously there this favorite dentist has forgotten to put enough painkillers. What are they called? It's not called painkillers. What are they called? Anesthetic. What are they called? Yes, they haven't put enough. They haven't put enough anesthetic. So you cry and shout in pain. Exactly. So you have got four things. You're gonna you open your mouth to be inspected because you don't understand his Chinese, because there is the drilling going on, and because you are in pain. And that's it. You have got the four tones in Chinese. And how do you remember it? I invent a tone right now for you. So picture in your head the number 1. And then so you have got, if you sort of do it, draw the 1 and sort of pointing upwards, so it's sort of high. Imagine, so it's 1 pointing over, so it's high, so it's okay, so it's very easy to remember. Number 2, the 2 itself looks like a question mark, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So then it is a question. And then the third tone, the drill, is just somehow imagine that the number 3, the hand is for a drill. It's not actually it's actually a handle for a drill. So it's, and then the fourth tone, number 4. Well, 4 is falling, so it's sort of the same. Well, they rhyme together very well. So 4 is falling. So number 1 is high, because of picture number 1 going up. 2 looks like a question, so it's because it looks like a question. Number 3 is the handle for the drill, so it's drilling down. And then number 4 is the falling tone, is falling down. Okay, so let's try. Let's do a practice. Can you try and repeat the 4 tones?
So 1
Yeah.
And 2 is
Yes.
3 is
Yes, very close.
Exactly.
Your pronunciation is almost perfect, except number 3, because it's depending on the context, it may actually be it can actually be it's sort of like going down and up like a drill, actual drill, but in rapid speech, it is just like a so it's just like a drill. Okay, so with this in mind, I shall introduce you to the tone marking in Mandarin. So, number 1, do you see my cursor? Yep. So that is that cursor. Well, that is the tone marking for number 1, or in some textbook just mark it as 1, as I have done there. And then this is 2, is a question mark. It's sort of rising, but then it's just as it's rising. Seems like the picture is going up. And then the third tone is this one. You see the O with the, I don't know what is that called in European languages, because I don't think it actually even exists. But this is the third tone. You can sort of see the arrow pointing down. So it's pointing down, really going down. And then the fourth tone is the falling tone. Falling is the accent grave in French. And then so that is going down. So that is the falling tone. Okay, so let me give you a short exercise. Now you can actually read Chinese with, well, most of them. So for example, this one. So you have got A and I. How do you guess that will be pronounced? Ignoring the tones. Think of it in Spanish.
I.
Yes. Now that just think of it in Spanish in this case, yes, that in Spanish you'll be pronounced I as well. And you have got the fourth tone. So how will that be?
I.
Exactly. Now you can read Chinese after 5 minutes of learn Mandarin with Benson Hoi, the most effective method of learning Mandarin. That was a shameless plug, but there you are listening to me. So now you can go for this one. W is pronounced. Oh, just think of it. Just pronounce it as in as in Spanish. Okay. First without the tone, and then with the tone. Without the tone.
No.
Yeah, that is exactly right. So just think of it as in if it is just W-O in, well, W doesn't really exist much, but then that will just be wo. And then with the low tone, with the drill of the surgeon, it will be wo, wo, wo. Okay. Wo, wo. Okay, so it's a low tone. Wo. Okay, done. Okay. Now the X, what is an X? What do you think an X will sound like?
Like a sort of like a ch.
That would be a good guess, but for some bizarre reason, it's actually modeled the sound C, which is sort of a soft S, which actually just sounds like C in English, actually, but or like C in Spanish. So it's just in this case, it's just like an S. And then, so you can now read this bit. C plus an I is as in Spanish, so C, and then with the tone will be
C.
The second tone. The question confused.
C.
Exactly.
C.
Well done. Yeah. Oh, just give you some reminder. So this will be number 3 is the drill and low, and then number 4 will be. I need to find an example of number 4. Number 4 will be falling and shout in pain. Okay. So then just sort of read this one and I will break down the sentence. So 我爱学习语言. As you can see, the only thing special about it is the X is pronounced like an S. And then the rest is actually quite intuitive. And then the U there sounds like is basically like a French you, and yen. This is the N. It sounds like the English N actually. So let's break down the sentence. I love learning languages. So let's break it down. Oops, I need to change my keyboard. No, I don't. Okay, changing my keyboard. Okay. Okay, the way that I teach any language is to break down with the verb first, and then we'll explain it. Because the most important force, what is the most important force in the universe? Love. Okay. Okay, so we will start with love. Okay, because with love, every single problem in this world will vanish. I think I've drunk too much Red Bull, but beside that, let's go back to the lesson. Okay. So to say love in Mandarin, it would be I. Can you repeat after me?
I.
Yeah, so it is the falling tone. So I will give you a mnemonics. Imagine you fall in love with you picture the moment you fell in love with your partner right now. So obviously that is a very visual image. And then you said to him, I love you. And then obviously, yeah, so that is the picture of both the tone and the I. Yeah, got it? Okay, good. So, and then, okay, we human beings are very egocentric. So the word I is quite important. So, so growing up is actually it's a war against the ego in a way. It is one way to remember it. So the way to say I is war. Yes, that's it. So so one way for you to remember it is that it is a war against the ego, as well as in this strange war you are actually using a lot of drill. It doesn't make any sense, but then because it doesn't make sense, it helps you remember it. So somehow in this war against your ego, you are drilling that into your deep unconscious mind. It doesn't make any sense, and that is the beauty of it. Okay, so now you can say I love with not a complete sentence, but you can say I love myself. that will be, how will you say I love myself?
Low
tone, yeah. 我 Yeah, so let me give you the tone again. The war against yourself is with a lot of drill. So drill for drill. 我 Exactly. Obviously, saying such a sentence is not very healthy, so let's change it to languages. So the word for language is this lovely Chinese character, and that will be this one here with two Y's in it. Okay, so 语言. Okay, so I like learning languages, you like learning languages, everyone like learning languages. So the first bit of it is simply you, similar. And then just like learning, just like drilling, learning languages takes a long time, like drilling for deep sea oil. So it start with a drilling tone. And then you will also have a lot of questions. So you start with, because these fake languages are quite difficult. So you drill and then you have questions, and this is how you learn languages. And languages 语言. And then I don't know how you can picture the Y. Okay, you are learning languages, and yen. What does yen sounds like to you?
Sounds like the Japanese currency.
Yeah, yen. Okay, so suppose there is a favorite, suppose our favorite language learning website, iTalki, you now have to pay in yen to learn languages. So yen. It's a wacky mnemonics. I hope it works. Okay, so 语言.
语言
Yay! Okay, great. So now let's try and say together. I love languages. 我爱语言.
我爱语言
Great. Okay, now you can say language loves me.
语言爱我
Exactly. 我爱语言，语言爱我. So this love is mutual. Okay. Okay. Now, I think that the lesson has been quite long already, so let's just finish with this with to say to learn. This is to learn, one is to study. So 学习.
学习
What does it sound like to you? What would be your mnemonics for it before I create one random one for you?
I don't know.
Okay, I will give you one if you don't come with one. Okay, I will give you a random one. Okay, so yeah, let's just go down one by one. The C sounds like Spanish, yes, doesn't it? Yeah. And then 学 sounds like sure in a wacky way. Yeah. So it's do you want to learn languages? Do you want to learn? Sure is a yes. So sure C. 学习 sure as in English, C as in
学
Spanish. Surely yes. Okay. It's very wacky, but you may remember it. 学习 Yeah. Okay. Just like in learning languages, learning in general is full of questions. So both of these are in the question tones. Okay. So 学习.
学习
Okay. Now, without looking at the notes, can you tell me the tones of to learn? The two tones. You can tell me in the numbers, or you can tell me with the mnemonics. In learning languages, in learning in general, we have got a lot of
surprising, confused.
Yeah, exactly. We are doubly confused. So that if we are doubly confused, that will be doubly second tone. Yeah. Okay. So love is I, and then what is the tone for love?
Number 4, is it?
Yeah, because you fall in love with someone.
I'm
Okay. Okay, try and look at it. Okay. So I will in fact hide it from you. Okay, how can I hide it? I think I can. Okay, now I have just hidden it. I don't. Okay, so so I is, how do you say I?
I
My I is in the ego in. Yes, exactly. What tone would that be in?
The drill.
Yes, because it's still drilling in this random war against your ego. And then the last one, what is the last word of this sentence? Language. Okay, do you remember what it was?
Yen.
Yes, because now you have to pay in yen. And then, so, and okay, let me share the screen again. Apparently, if I do this, I have to share again. Okay. It's absolutely fine. Now you have mastered one great sentence. Okay, now we can actually have a great conversation, a meaningful sentence about love in general. Okay, now we can say this will be a second lesson, but to say hello, it will be 你好.
你好.
And then I'll also say 你好 is just like a standard conversation, hello and hello. And then in this very artificial conversation, you would just express your love for languages. Because why not? Okay, so 我爱学习语言。
我爱学习语言。
Now, as you know, the word for hello is means, well, you may not know it, but now you will know it. It has got two components. Ni hao, ni is you, because when imagine you are on your knee because you are confessing to someone in a Catholic church, even though you may not be Catholic, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so you is on your knee. Okay, and how is how are you? You how ni how. How it actually means good. How are you good? Okay, you good means hello. So we have now got the word for I, I and you. So that will, if I say 你爱学习语言, what will that mean?
You love learning languages.
Yes. Now we can even ask questions. Then is very, you studied a little bit of Japanese, though the question particle at the end. Do you remember what that is? To make something a sentence. If not, I can help you. Don't worry.
Guess?
Is that?
No, I can't remember.
Yes, it starts with a K. Okay, don't worry. It is ka. In Japanese, for example, organic is ka. How are you? It's a question. In Chinese, it will be okay. In Chinese, it will be ma. Ma is actually zero tone is very light. 你爱学习语 Okay, so if I ask you 你爱学习语言吗? So you love learning languages, and then you add ma at the end, that will turn it into a sentence. So, do you love learning languages? I will ask you these questions. 你爱学习语言吗? And then can you repeat this? 你爱学习语言吗?
你爱学习语言
吗?
Ma.
Exactly. So, ma is the questions particle. Okay, now we only 2 more minutes to go because our attention span is only so long, and then so we can have a very meaningful conversation. So, 我爱学习语言，你爱学习语言吗? So to say yes, you just use the verb again. So, do you love learning languages? You say love. I love learning languages. You repeat the verb for affirmation. So, how would you say yes? I love learning languages. 我爱学习语言. That's right. Okay, so 我爱学习语言. Try that.
我爱学习语言.
Okay, let's have a very meaningful conversation. Imagine you are meeting someone in a language event such as the polyglot gathering or the polyglot club. So you meet someone and then you say hello. How would you say that?
你好.
Okay, and then the other person replies hello as well because of social protocol. And then he will say hello again.
你好.
Yeah, okay. So in this language learning event, everyone is just there for the love of languages. So they will go straight into the expression for the love of languages. How would person A say it or you say it? I love learning languages.
我爱学习语言.
Yes, and then obviously you will ask whether he is language mad just like you. You will ask, do you like learning languages?
你爱学习语言吗?
Exactly. Obviously, he will say, I love learning languages.
我爱学习语言.
Yes, okay. So I will give you the last word of the day. I will not write it down just to sort of relax into your subconscious and conscious mind. To make something plural, you just say man. 我们爱学习语言. So to turn I into we, 我 is I, plural, 我们, that means we. So we love learning languages will be 我们爱学习语言.
我们爱学习语言.
Okay, so let's repeat this conversation, but with a Chinese person, myself. Okay, so you say you say a cool-looking dude, Chinese dude, walking by in a polyglot gathering. So you say hi. How would you say that?
你好.
So I follow the social protocol and I say 你好. And then now you go straight into your full expression for the love of languages.
我爱学习语言.
And then you ask me?
你爱学习语言吗?
Okay, and obviously I will say 我爱学习语言. And then we say together, we love learning languages. 我 together, 我们爱学习语言. Yes, okay, so let's have this conversation without the English, and then that will be the closing of Learn Mandarin with Benson Hoi, lesson 1-ish. Okay, so let's have this scenario go again. So you meet me, and but this time there will be no prompt. Hello.
你好.
你好.
我爱学习语言. 你爱学习语言吗?
我爱学习语言. 我 together. 我们爱学习语言. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that together. 我 1, 2, 3. 我们爱学习.
I forgot the men.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, try again. 我们爱学习语言. Okay. Okay, let's try that together for 2 more times and that will be the end. 我们爱学习语言. Okay, you repeat it one last time and then that will be the end.
我爱学习语言.
Great. So we all love learning languages and we like learning Mandarin with Benson Hoi because that's me. I'm cool. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video or the Learn Mandarin with Benson Hoi podcast that I have just invented. Why not? Okay, so until next time, I will just live with passion, learn languages, spread love in the world, and go to bensonhoi.com. Okay, this is the end of this lesson.